meeting. Welcome to everyone in attendance today. Roll call, all board members and administrators are present. At this time, I would invite everyone to join me in a pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, the first item on the agenda is the Spotlight on Excellence, which we're highlighting student artwork.
All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to a summer meeting. So appreciate you guys getting all cleaned up and out. So it's welcome. So if you are here when I call your name, please come stand next to your piece of artwork. And then after we get through everybody, I'll ask you to carefully bring your artwork over in front, and the board will join you for a picture. So you can see we have several talented students with us today. So first, kindergartner Bo Schrum with lily pads. So and Stephanie did an amazing job getting everything framed and matted and giving us our names of our artwork. All right, first grade, I do not believe she's here, but Dayana Hernandez Flores. Okay. Second grade, Abigail Olmstead with cat. Oh, yeah, good. Yes. Third grade, Gavin Largent with cacti. Ooh, even proper plural, right? Fourth grade, Thomas Lamb with lizard. Don't believe he was able to make it. Fifth grade, Marceline Wilson. Digital art. Awesome, fifth grade work. Seventh grade, Alice Cunningham with tornado. Eighth grade, Xavier Carmona Guzman, Ninja Turtles. Ninth grade, oh, excellent. Xavier, it's here. Ninth grade, Silas Thompson, man's best friend. 10th grade, Abigail Sheets, castle. 11th grade, Kirsten Byrie, bright eyes. And 12th grade, Lily Young, red. I don't believe she's able to be here. Outstanding. Let's give them a round of applause. Then we'll have the board. All right. Board members, if you want to go around and get in this picture, pretty please. Then it'll be stretched out, but yes.
That's a good question.
If you just want to stand, we can do that as well. Okay.
I want to see the art, though.
Yeah.
I want to see the art up close.
Okay.
Turn around.
All right. Okay.
So we're going to stand up here.
There you go. Stephanie giving us some sort of count here.
We're just going to keep snapping. Looking good, guys.
Now, if you guys will turn around so the board can get a good peek there. Well done. And so the artwork will be displayed in the admin building for a year, and then we return it. So, and well, our senior's not here. Usually seniors want it a little earlier than a year so that they can have it at graduation. So wonderful job, guys. Amazing talent. Thank you so much for coming. Yeah, parents, if you want to have them step anywhere and take pictures with them, whatever you need for your social media post or records. There.
Abigail wore that dress because it made her cap pop. Look at that.
Yeah. Yes, please. Yes. Yes, at one point in time, yeah, I was assistant principal there. Yes. Well, there you go. It all comes back together. Yeah. Awesome. Yes, great to see you.
No, I'll make this work. To our artist, to show our appreciation from the board, I have a Spotlight on Excellence certificate for you. And if you haven't gotten an Athenian sticker yet, come see me.
Bo Shrum. Abby Olmsted, Abigail, sorry. Gavin Largent. Marceline Wilson. Alice Cunningham. Xavier Carmona Guzman. Abigail Sheets. And Kirsten Byrie.
All right, well, at this time, you're all welcome to stay, but you probably have other things to do this evening, so we will dismiss you if that is your wish. So give you a few minutes to
Great
depart.
see you.
Thanks again.
Thanks, guys. Her dress is perfect. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so the first item of business is the consent agenda. Are there any additions or corrections? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Moving on to old business, the first item is to consider updates to the Student Transportation Handbook.
Yeah, so this is, we had approved the handbook and transportation team just found something that was missed. So just hand sanitizer is in there to not be brought onto the bus. So that is the simple piece there. So it becomes a bit of a squirting, yeah, so you get the little small tubes and becomes kind of the back and forth, and then the smells start, and then yeah, so unfortunately.
Any other discussion?
Do you need a motion?
Yes.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
To consider policy 4E307, wireless device prohibition. This is a second reading. Dr. Bocart?
Yeah, so only update here from the first reading is line item G in the policy, and this came out of the IDOE guidance that we have received since the first reading as well. So basically, those students that are off-site for work-based learning or internships, CTE, any of those things, they would be permitted to have their communication device. Other than that, all is the same as first reading, and happy to take any questions if there are any, but would recommend approval.
Just makes good sense. Is there a motion?
So moved.
A second.
Aye.
Moving on to new business, consider policy 5335, AI policy, first reading. Dr. Bocart?
Yeah. So, yeah, first reading here. So, this policy, we had a team work through this, and then a team will continue to work with AI and its direction moving forward. But basically, kind of outlines that use, but responsible use, is expected and will be a part of day-to-day curriculum instruction, and finding ways to balance the appropriate use and instruction of that. also the ethical use and responsibility with this technology as well, and also includes some training, as there are things, whether it be FERPA or PII, personal identifiable information, things like that that come along with the use of AI. So it is here and moving very fast. So it'll be good to get this policy and then some future guidelines in place. And again, we have a team working through that as well. So if there's any questions, happy to take those, but it is a first reading.
Is there any guidance from the state at this point on this? I just wondered whether it was, how the verbiage was come up with and decisions about. I'm just curious.
Yep. So from the policy written here, this is an ISBA. So it is out of their guidance and language to start with, and then worked with that team to just make a couple tweaks here and there. But it is out of ISBA's guidance for AI. IDOE has put some guidance out too. It's pretty vague, and basically just along similar lines of it is expected to be used, just find the responsible way for it to be integrated into what we're doing. So
I guess also the discretion of each teacher and or administrator is definitely also vague. Is that so that it might be a building level decision where an administrator says yay, no, or this, but not that, or
yeah, and I think that's where the team, as we get some of those guidelines in place following the policy here, what it looks like kindergarten, first grade, second grade is going to look a lot different than, middle school and then certainly high school. And then definitely the use of, it seems to come up most frequently in English language arts with papers and writing, and what is the appropriate use out there for that? How can it be used as a tool but not as the means to the paper? And so there'll be some teaching involved, especially at the older age. Again, that middle school, secondary, high school level, there will definitely be a teaching aspect that comes along with it.
With the rapid evolution of AI, this is a moving target here. So what we do today may not be even applicable a year from now.
And a lot of the softwares too are all adding their own component, as I'm sure we've all seen. And so we'll need to be able to stay up with that moving target, as well as, these digital platforms add their own AI component to it that is beneficial, but we want to be responsible too with that use.
Any other discussion before we move on?
ISBA certified that they didn't use AI to draft the recommended policy.
All right, if there's no other discussion, we'll move on to the second item. Consider board meeting dates for the year 26, 27.
Yeah, the way the calendar lines up next year, and usually we move the August date, and then we also deal with the IASBO conference, but next year everything works out where it is basically the second Thursday of the month, and would recommend that the board approve these dates. If there's any question, we could also table it and discuss in our board retreat. But
Does that work for everyone? Okay.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to the 26, 27 school food prices.
yeah, for the 26-27 school prices, we are adopting the 25-26 school prices, so we do not need to update or increase our lunch prices. So I would recommend that the board approve the 26-27 school food prices, which are no different than the 25-26 prices.
That's amazing considering cost.
Yeah, that's really good. I move approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, moving on to personnel.
Recommend that the board approve resignations 1 through 6.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
You have some hirings here for
Yes.
us to consider.
First, Adrienne Naylor, CMS counselor, excited. She is coming out of a program and has some experience in social work, case management in the background. So she, we had interviews at the middle school, and we'll definitely recommend the hiring of Adrienne Naylor. I'll just let you guys approve one at a time.
Make a motion to approve.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Next, Cale Gray, CMS, that should be CHS, strength and conditioning coach. He is replacing Coach Moats as our strength and conditioning coach. He will get his PE license, but he has all of the strength and conditioning certifications. So this was a way the high school athletic department and administration wanted to go. So very excited about Cale coming in. He was 4-time national qualifier in wrestling through the University of Indianapolis. He definitely looks the part. And I would say that I've spent almost all of my life around strength and conditioning, and when he was able to explain, different things, I was like, okay, that guy knows a lot. So I definitely recommend Cale Gray as our strength and conditioning coach at Crawfordsville High School.
Move approval.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, next, Matt Commons. He's is also Representative Commons. So he, with legislation and his time that's there, we had conversations in the past about, hey, if there's ever anything opening at the virtual school, and those types of things that come along. So with the continued growth with the virtual school, I mean, we are bringing him in as a student success coordinator. If you remember last year, we had hired a non-certified position to help with that. And Pauline is moving to the front office at Crawfordsville High School to be the receptionist. So that position opens, and Matt will actually also teach dual credit. First semester at CHS, we'll have a class of dual credit U.S. history, so that provides us with the opportunity to have dual credit along with AP. So there's some things we can talk about later with that. But yeah, recommend the hiring of Matt Commons.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Next, Thomas Logan was a teacher at the middle school. He had left and actually had gone and was a virtual teacher, and then was ready to come back to in-person learning. At the middle school, was a wrestling coach for us and had started our youth wrestling program. So he will be the CHS social studies teacher and our women's wrestling coach. So I recommend Thomas Logan to be hired.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, next, Ian Hensley, a name that most of you will recognize. So Ian is coming out of DePaul and has the physical sciences background. And yes, so he will serve as our Hoover PE teacher and elementary athletic coordinator. So recommend the hiring of Ian Hensley.
I move approval.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, and Robert Clemens has been in the trades at North Montgomery. We have an opening in CTE with their industrial careers instructor position, and he's excited to move over to that position. So I recommend the hiring of Robert Clemens.
I move approval.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Will Rob be taking over the robotics coaching as well? I know he did that at North.
He is not taking over our robotics, so he'll actually be at the Career Academy. Probably a visit we should make at some point in time. So there is kind of this, when you walk in, this industrial careers classroom that has plenty of equipment and everything to prepare. So
Very good.
yeah.
Very good.
All right. Moving on to business manager report, Mr. Nicodemus.
Yes, thank you. So you will find your monthly financial report in front of you. Sorry that you came a little late today, but with the turnaround time and the holiday, things took a little longer than we expected. Just some key highlights and insights that we have with this. We are happy to report that we have a $2.45 million increase in the overall cash balance from last month to this month. Property tax revenue came in quite a bit higher than we were expecting for June. The operations fund did end the month with a balance of $441,000. Note that this position is organic. We did not have to do the extra transfer out of the rainy day fund to make that balance. So we had no additional transfers between funds to make operations positive. It happened on its own, thankfully. The rainy day fund did remain at 2.9 million for those reserves. And year-to-date interest income, just of note, because it is pretty significant, we're at 105,000 so far in the first 6 months, and that is a $30,000 increase from last year. And then the last item I have with that is that we're just noting that 12-month expenditure rate that we report on every month right now sits at 20.7%. That is 7.19% higher than last year at this time, and 5.17% higher than we were at the beginning of the calendar year. And then we do still expect that projection for that percentage to be at 20% at the end of the year, which will be roughly 5% higher than the year before and almost triple what we were 3 years ago. That is all I have.
Excellent.
Thank you, Mr. Nicodemus. Outstanding work on your part. I know that last number that you gave is a really important number that the state looks at, so appreciate your work there.
And recognize the importance of the Board of Finance under sub D there.
Yes.
Who is the president of the
Thank
Board
you,
of Finance?
President Manette.
He's really handsome.
Is that a go on a campaign slogan? All right.
All right, moving on to Assistant Superintendent report, Dr. Bokart.
Yeah, thank you. So first off, just note some of the summer work that's going on, as you probably saw and smelled as you walked in. So paving or sealing, depending on the location, but we had some of that work at Hose, Nicholson, Hoover, CMS, and CHS, and that is all complete. So they actually finished striping the high school this morning. So those projects all looked really good, and I'm glad those are done. So some upcoming projects, we still have the CHS main gym entrances that are scheduled for July 17th. So those two main entries into the gym entrance getting replaced. CHS fire pump, tennis courts, which they are currently working on this week. So they've been working on crack filling the last couple days. So that is the southern courts, as we had done the northern courts last summer. And then Hoover playground fencing, which when that is up, that fences all of our elementaries. So that'll be good to have that one done. So coming along, and all of those expected to be done before the start of school, which is good. So Safe Route to School initiative. So Amber Newland, or Amber Reed, if you're not used to her new last name there, has been working on this and working with Christy Strickland as well to get some things advertised out there. But this is through the Health by Design grant, so for active transportation and getting some signage. So this will be for Hoover and CMS and some routes, and you can kind of see the image in your board report there, where the blue lines kind of at least the initial route of what will be marked, including Danville Avenue, Prospect Street, East Chestnut, South Elm, and then East South Boulevard. So there'll be a kickoff on Tuesday, August 11th, encouraging students, families in the community to take part. And they will also have some water bottles, drawstring bags, and reflective lanyards for those that participate in that kickoff. And that'll be something they kind of plan each quarter. For the second quarter, they have some things with hats and gloves for when that cooler weather arrives to keep kids safe, but also able to continue the active transportation in those routes. So very good thing, and appreciate the work and the partnerships going there. Curriculum Instruction Assessment World recently met with Kristen Pogue, who we've had before as well with Marzano. She did a PD for us when we did our level 2 certifications on effective instruction. She is going to return, and so met with her and talked through mainly our new teacher evaluation rubric. And so she is going to be training our administrators and then our teachers that were part of that committee. If they're able to make it, they will be in attendance as well. So excited to have her come in. she truly is an expert in the framework that we are working in, which is the new art and science of teaching, and will bring us some invaluable perspective on our new rubric. And then the benefit to that too is then she will actually meet with our new teachers, because the day she will be here is new staff orientation, and so she will get in front of our new staff in the afternoon. So we'll do some great things with her when she's here, and excited about that. So similar lines, high reliability schools certifications. So we've been working through level 3, and proud to say that Hose and Hoover and CMS have all achieved level 3. So level 3 is the guaranteed and viable curriculum. So just as a quick recap, level 1, safe and collaborative culture, and then level 2, effective instruction, and then level 3, guaranteed and viable curriculum. So appreciate the Hose, Hoover, and CMS teams, and it truly is a lot of work at that building level, and it's good work, but it is difficult work, because if you don't sustain it, it doesn't stick. So appreciate what the administrators and teachers are doing. So from a level 3 perspective, just some stats for you. So there are currently on Marzano's website 11 total schools in Indiana, and 3 of those 11 are our schools, Hose, Hoover, and CMS. So, so definitely something to be proud of there. And that is your Assistant Superintendent report.
Thank you, Dr. Bocart. Superintendent report, Dr. Riker.
All right, good evening. First, definitely, in the world of excellence, thanks to Dr. Bocart and the building HRS teams. HRS, Kent, is High Reliability Schools. So,
Thank you for the acronym clarification.
okay. So definitely there. And in the finance world, appreciate Andrew and Steve. Steve spent some time working with us through a handful of different issues. Also, thanks to our teachers. They have worked with us very well the last 2 years in negotiating. I'm assuming they will come a little more aggressive now, so that we're over the 15%. So, but I do think that those changes in our finances, I mean, we're doing a lot of things right, but it also took everybody kind of working together to have some agreements of where we needed to tighten up and work through. So very proud of the teams that are working to make these things happen. Kind of in the world of college bound excellence, our mission is to take care of kids with multiple avenues forward. But one of those primary areas is those students who are going to be college bound. Last year, we had instituted an AP leadership team. It has Madison Smith, the high school counselor, Emily Race, and Molly Whitecotton. So Madison worked on enrolling kids into AP. Emily Race actually did some training with our AP teachers, and Molly Whitecotton's kind of goal was to ensure that our multilingual students were engaged in AP and pre-AP. Happy to report, not happy, thrilled, excited, proud. We saw a almost 41% increase in passed AP exams this year. So this year we had 217 passed AP exams. Last year we had seen like a 30% increase. We were at 154 in 2025 and 114 in 2024. So you take that 217 AP exams should at most places equal at least 3 credits or a class. Not, every college does it a little bit different. For the board, if you look on our reports, I gave you like a statement from Purdue, how they use AP, and from Wabash College. So it kind of gives you an example. I give you, but I won't go into all those details here. In general, in the state of Indiana, if you pass an AP class, you get at least a class of credit. So some colleges it's an elective. Some colleges, if you get a 4 or 5, they allow you to be placed, or there's all different ways. But AP pass in general equals college class credit. Also in the dual credit world, and so with our CTE and our dual credit classes at the high school, we had 469 dual credits earned, or so courses earned. So some of those are 3 credits, some are 5, some are 7. It's all over the place. So in general, like the equivalent of 469 college courses, and then AVA had 15. So altogether, that's approximately 701 college courses completed for Crawfordsville Community Schools students. So I think in that world of, pursuing excellence, we're doing outstanding there. Sorry, I'm skipping all those notes. In the community aspect, I spoke to the local MyBor group, presented Crawfordsville Community Schools alongside the other two superintendents. Did one of my greatest opportunities in this position is I do get to serve on the Ethel Voris Scott Scholarship Committee, along with Judge Chad and a Wabash representative, usually is Chip Timmons, but Laura Fry stepped in this year. Yeah, so, and so the Ethel Voris Scott Scholarship is for students who have lost a parent and for college. So it's a long night of interviews with students. They're really more just conversations, but it's one of the most valuable things or rewarding things I get to do from this position. So, educational leadership, we've already hit the high reliability schools, level 3. So appreciate again everybody getting us to that point. I am serving on the Superintendent Association's Legislative and Advocacy Committee, and we had a meeting a couple weeks ago to kind of go through our, as a superintendent's organization, the focus points of our advocacy, and had lunch with a handful of legislators. Reminders. First, thank you, board, for attending the CARA graduation ceremony. Just another avenue for students of all ages to get their diploma. Our next board meeting is August 13th, and our board retreat is July 30th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. I did have some notes here, so was going to have Steve Horton from ISBA come in. He now has a conflict, so I will now be redoing our retreat schedule, but do need superintendent evaluation. Shared the link out to your CVille email address, so if you could complete those. Remember, open it, create a copy, okay, and then once it's completed, send it to Steve. Okay. Board self-assessment. So again, open it, create a copy, and send that self-assessment to me, aka Stephanie. Okay. There you go. And then completing those two things and then us turning those into ISBA will help us get a higher level for the board exemplary status. So trying to do those things, and then also having a training was going to be one of the things we'd have to do, but Steve's going to call me tomorrow and try to figure that out. So just trying to get you guys to a next level of excellence as well. So
Rex, do we have a site for our retreat?
yes, this beautiful building. So, okay, yes, making use of the taxpayers' funds there. Good. I'm grateful to be your superintendent, proud to be Athenian.
Thank you, Dr. Riker. No other business that I'm aware of. Board member communications.
I thought the CARA graduation was another outstanding event. It didn't have quite the vibe of the AVA graduation, but it was still moving and really, really well done.
And it is neat, I mean, to have 3 different graduation ceremonies it just shows that we're meeting students where they are, and I think that's something to be really proud of.
The student speakers were outstanding at the CARA graduation.
It was. Any patron comments? Hearing none, I would entertain